Hey Cedar Falls, this is Mayor Rob Green. I'm at the start of what I'm calling the Cedar Falls Eco-Loop Trail. So during this next, hopefully 2 hours or less, I'm going to walk through the corridor that would make up the Eco-Loop to show you what I've been seeing these past couple of months as I've been looking at various parts of it. So glad you can join me on my little adventure here. So with the Eco-Loop Trail, one of the aspects that I really want to promote is environmental education and stewardship. And so behind me you can see the wastewater treatment plant, and on the levee there is the path that you can walk on, but it's not paved. So what I'd love to do is pave that path, so as people are up here at the plaza, they can take two different routes. They could either go the traditional way, which is away from the river, or they could take a new river transit corridor. Then as we get to this stretch, you can see there's a chain link fence that goes all along the wastewater treatment plant. And I'd like to see signs at various points along here so that people can see how the wastewater treatment plant works, what it does for us, and how the science behind it all makes our water treated so it can get into the Cedar River. So now that we've gotten to here, this is right near the buildings to the wastewater treatment plant. And what I would see is people could continue going along this route, or I'd love to allow a path through this glade, which would take them over to Washington Park. So I'm going to give it a try and see if I can get through it. So when we get to here, we're at the Washington Park boat ramp, and so you can see a couple of folks out today, and this would be a natural spot for people to launch their boats into the water to get to downtown Waterloo with our river recreation project. So I think this will be a very popular spot once we have those in-water improvements done. And so you see the shelter behind me, and then back over on this side, that's what used to be the Washington Park golf course that really is just not well used these days now. So we mow it, but there's not really anything here, and I would love to see a campground in this location that's city owned, perhaps privately run, but to give more people a chance to be camping right on the river. And then here, still in Washington Park, this is where we would have a new section of the trail that'll take us right to the railroad bridge that goes over to Pfeiffer Springs. And so this is the railroad bridge, which we're looking to convert to a pedestrian bridge and bicycle bridge. It's one of my favorite spots here in Cedar Falls, but just not very well known. It's on railroad property, so most people can't get to it easily, or legally anyway. Going under Creek's Crossing, we'll come up on the other side and continue on our path. Here is Creek's Crossing. So this would be an important junction point. The Great American Rail Trail would come over the bridge through here. So this would give people a chance to continue on, maybe down that path on their bicycles to get into Washington Park for camping, and then hopefully come explore Cedar Falls. As you can see here, it's just a really nice, pretty walk. This trail is already well maintained, nothing we would need to do on this side as we head into Gateway Park. So here we are at where the access would be for the Eco-Loop Trail metal bridge. I don't have a fancy name for it yet, but getting across here so we can take this little path that already exists to get to the water. So the metal bridge would come across, and it would be much like it is down in the Iowa River landing down in Coralville, where it doesn't really impede the natural environment. It's just I-beams that are dug really deep into the ground that then allow all the water and all the critters that would need to traverse the area, would allow them to get through super easy, and it would keep humans from putting too much of an impact on it, because it'd all just be, the traffic would be on the metal bridge. And this would be a corridor for people to come if they're at Sturgis Falls. They could park over at Tourist Park and then easily walk across through this area to get to Gateway. Here we are at the top. The path would be a concrete, just regular concrete trail path. So here we are with that view of the center of the span, and right now looking at that Lowhead Dam. So we get to this part of the trail, which is sort of, in my mind, the closing piece if you're starting off at the River Place Plaza. So really loud. It's a highway. But I am thinking about these areas where we have right-of-way. Could we put in, not necessarily tall grass prairie, not something super high, but kind of a low ornamental grass that then helps to segregate or separate out the street from the trail part. So continuing along this side of the river, we're on the south bank walking past downtown. We're going to make it to the Main Street Bridge, or excuse me, the First Street Bridge momentarily. So I completed the path. It was 2 hours long exactly, and if the path is completely finished, then you're looking at about an hour at a moderate pace since it's 4 miles long. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hopefully you got a better idea for what my idea is for this Eco-Loop trail, so that hopefully in the next decade we can complete it and have this wonderful civic amenity for our residents and visitors. Thanks again for joining me today.